Welcome back po mga kalapatids. So ngayon po pag-uusapan po natin ang mga iba't ibang bloodlines ng mga imported purelines na available dito po sa Bioresearch Biopigeon. Alam naman po natin sa panahon ngayon na sikat po ang Bioresearch Biopigeon dahil po sa bang ibon na meron sila. Hindi lang po ibon. 101% sure imported purelines po ang mga ibon nila dito sa Bioresearch Biopigeon. Pero bago po tayo magsimula, sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-subscribe, please subscribe na po. And also, don't forget to hit the notification bell para lagi po kayong updated sa new videos po namin. Paki-like, follow, and share na rin po. Ano nga po ba ang merong iba't ibang bloodlines na meron po dito sa Bioresearch Biopigeon? Ayan po ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So, ito nga po yung mga iba't ibang bloodlines na meron po sa Bioresearch Biopigeon. So, ito naman po ang mga samples. Ito naman po ay si Jos van Limp de Klerk, Speed and Power. De Klerk is one of the most famous pigeon racers and his name has gained almost magical connotation. The champion from Roselle has added an enormous breeding value of his homogeneous Janssen strain, which has made an impact of his own already for years. Many have bought pigeons from the Janssen brothers in Arendonk, but no one has managed to reach such superior results like De Klerk. Clark's pigeons are wanted in all pigeon-loving countries around the world, where his pigeons fly truly in a champion's style. For half a century was De Klerk one of the greatest champions, a unique record that can be never beaten. He was led by his intuition, his sense, and his ambition to own the best pigeons. Ito naman po ay si Andre Litar. His world-famous pigeons have amazed the whole pigeon world with their miraculous performance. Won the famous Criterion of the Aces, the most famous competition in which the best pigeons take part. Finding a continuously increasing repercussion, Andre became world famous in the national flights. It earned him the reputation of being an invincible pool winner, has been crowned by his exceptional, unique wild performance in the Barcelona flight, which earned him the title of Mr. Barcelona. Ito naman po ay si Bastard, Black-Mottled. The history of Belgian racing pigeons. There have been famous fanciers in Belgium who were also well known abroad, but it will be a long time before another one will be discovered who can begin to enjoy his tremendous fame in England. The king will be hard to replace. Ito ay si Muleman Mottled. Karel Mulemans from Arendonk is a living legend in international pigeon racing. A strain of birds is spread all over the world, known over the world as Janssen, with this difference that Karel has won many first prizes and championships by himself. Staff Van Riet. So kung nakikita niyo naman po sa picture mga kalapatids, Speed, Staff Van Riet. Talaga po palang mabilis itong ibon na ito. Okay. Staff Van Riet, the world's greatest sprinting strain. Just add grain and water. The fastest bird in the world was the statement made by Piet the Weird. Why is this? The Van Riet pigeons are terrors up to 350 miles. The Van Riets race to the front and give everything they have. Should the race be under 350 miles, into a headwind, the Van Riets break the race wide open. Tailwind brings record speeds, cross them with other purelines, and win out through 600 miles. So yan po mga kalapatids, ang ganda po ng ibon. I wish I could have it. Ito naman po ay si Karel Mulemans, long distance speed bird. Karel Mulemans from the famous town Arendonk is a living legend in international pigeon racing. A strain of birds spread all over the world, known over the world as Johnson, with this difference that Carroll has won many first prizes and championships by himself. Beginning in the 1950s and still winning races and big championship in 2007, most pigeon fans here think about the strange Mulemans as middle-distance birds. This is not true anymore. He is on the top of long distance, 6th national KBDB champion, and very long distance, 6th national KBDB champion. So ito naman po ay si Louis Van Loon, long distance speed bird. The man of few words but great deeds, that was the Belgian craftsman Louis Van Loon, famous because of his excellent race results. In fact, he raced so well he was not allowed to race anywhere. He was shut out. Legendary because his pigeons beginning in the 80s gave the pigeon sport an entirely new vision. Besides speed, the Van Loon pigeons proved to possess an unheard of determination and stamina. The Van Loon pigeons also showed that they made excellent crossing materials with any of the other inbred strains, but especially with the Johnson pigeons. As a result, the Van Loon strain grew to be one of the most influential strains in the history of the racing pigeons sport. When he has no longer welcome anywhere on the short distance and middle distance races, Louis decided to enter his blue water pigeons in the dog fund. One day, long distance races, this quickly resulted in provincial and national victories. Paul Sion! Well, so si Agila po ito mga kalapatids. Joke lang po. Ito naman po ay si Paul Sion. Sions are beautiful birds, but more importantly, they have the genetics to win long-tow races. Responsible for 3 All-American, 5 California State Hall of Fame winners awards, AU Hall of Fame winners, 3 Walt Disney Awards, Best in California, and 100s of combined winners. Moreover, they are the most beautiful pigeons you will ever own. So, ang ganda po ng ibon na ito mga kalapatid. So, 100s of combined winners. Ang dami po nun. Moreover, they are the most beautiful pigeons you will ever own. Ito daw po ang pinakamagandang ibon na maaalagaan po natin. Okay, ito naman po ay si White Bandit. Enters the loft so quickly, stolen many races, thief on race day, 17 times first. Never for sale. This bird has stolen many races because he enters the loft so quickly on returning from his races. He has been 17 times first and at present the best cock on our widowhood team. Julian Johnson. In 1987, on the advice of Piet, Hank DeWeerd, H.T. Chick, Brooks and Brad Laverne went to the racing pigeon loft of Julian and Roland Johnson to purchase a few top flying sprint pigeons, but never for sale. Another week of negotiating, and with Piet's DeWeerd help, Julian started to give in a bit, and with Roland giving his okay, they named him while flying home from Belgium. Julian had said he was a thief on race day. This made the White Bandit a very appropriate name. From this evolved the Bandit family. Juliana, his mother, with 9 times first, Wizard of Win 18 times first, and provincial champion, and nestmate Flash 12 times first. More than 170 fanciers are flying his descendants across America. They have won many races and many dollars in the money races. State race, Red Band race, City of Hope, Triple Crown, Action races, Futurities, Club and Combined 100 to 600 to name a few. So, available din po ito sa Bioresearch Biopigeons. Ito naman po ay si African Black Eagle. Extreme long distance speed 2 races. The Black Eagle's strain was created by Manny Maritz of South Africa in 1973. They were a culmination of various strains that he had imported all over the world, including Peppermint, Catrice, Devrain, Fabry, Delbar, Goosen, Van Breun, Bastard, Amil, Van He, Desmet Matisse, Kraut, Stassart, Sion, Hasken, Van Riel, Gurney, Johnson, and so on to name a few. He imported around 2,000 pigeons to develop his Black Eagle family and raised them 100 to 1,000 miles. Manny was an accomplished racer with hundreds of race wins when he lived in London before moving to South Africa with his job. This family wins at all distances, but seems to excel at those slower races or long distance. So mga kalapatids, ito naman po ay si Stichel Bout. Stichel Bout alloys the Stichel Bout strain of these stunt racing pigeons. Alois Stichel Bout was a flax dealer who when he bought 2 pigeons in 1922 from the loft of a deceased Alphonse de Rumieux, could not have imagined that he was laying the basis of one of the greatest racing strains that the world of pigeon racing ever experienced. Nor could he foresee the success that he personally would experience, especially during the years between 1993 and 1914. In truth, he was laying the basis of a strain that, aside from their successes at racing, would contribute to the formation of great strains such as the brothers Van He, Vericke, Descamps, Van Hasten, Marcel Desmet, and Leo Bostin, amongst others, and that the blood of the Stichel Bouts would run in the best of Van Bruwade, and Catrice. Nang po ay si Desmet Matisse, one of my dreams bloodlines in the world. So, ito po ay isa sa mga paborito ko pong bloodline. Dahil po sa mga napapanood po nating mga video po ng ibang vloggers na meron po silang ganitong ibon po na Desmet Matisse po. Tulad na lang po ni Kuya Melvin Magsino ng Tagaytay Pigeon Channel. So, best loft of wool Belgium. To come at the top in pigeon sport is a hard and difficult job, but to stay there for years is a harder job. Top results on national or even international level. A fancier wool best of whole Belgium. To come at the top in pigeon sport is a hard and difficult job, but to stay there for years is a harder job. Top results on national or even international level. A fancier who succeeded very well in this job is, without any discussion, Desmet Matisse from Nokia. Especially in the 50s and 60s, the love of Valérie Desmet Matisse was the finest all-round champion loft of the whole Belgium. Super birds dominated their opponents on all distance, short, middle, and long distance. Long distance. Kasi long po nung binasan natin. So, ito naman po ay si Silver Toy, the maestro of Otegem, Belgium. In the sport of pigeon racing, it is hard enough to become club champion in South Africa, even harder to become union or federation champion. But hardest of all is to stay at the top. Silver managed this on an international level for a staggering 34 years. And he is still going very strong. The true ace pigeon fancier is not the 1 year only champion, but the one who can stay at the top for a long period of time. The Belgian newspaper Belgisch Sport ranked Silver's Loft as the best in Belgium for a period of 5 years, 1996 to 2000. This, in my mind, is what true quality is all about. So, ito naman po ay si Lucien Bastin. Mukhang lahat po ng ibon na to na mukhang may halong white po. Pero para sa akin lang po, kasi nakita ko pa sa picture. So, basahin na po natin ang katangian po nito, si Lucien Bastin. Lucien Bastin was a pioneer in the pigeon empire dating from 1890 to 1933. Still, after his death, many others have followed in his footsteps. One of the best breeders and flyers that the world has known when one considers that he won top prizes. With a very small loft of birds, he was a great inbreeder. Hence, that is why his birds today are so closely related. He kept few birds, but they were real quality. Most fanciers could never have duplicated his efforts under such conditions, and this included many of the biggest names in Belgium has ever known. I have a great respect for the Pied family, and as you know, they are among my favorites. Mr. L. Bastin. So, let's go to the next. Ito naman po ay si Hoben. The late Gerard Hoben. With his son, Jeff started to raise pigeons just after the end of the war. During that early period, Hoben and son only competed in short-distance races in which they were not without success, for by 1951, they had already won 12 first prizes. From the early 60s, they started to conquer both the middle distance and later the long distance races, and now, after over 40 years, the Houbens of Itegem have one of the most outstanding families of pigeons in Belgium. Houbens are both speed and long distance birds. Houbens are a primarily tall-weather bird bred for 250 to 600 miles in hot, rainy, headwind, and etc. races. Cross them up with Johnsons and you add speed to the shorter races. Super Hoben. So mga kalapatids, ito naman po ay si Redbone Fabry. Long distance speed bird tow weather. Over 70 years of inbreeding and line breeding. They come in all colors. Fabry family of pigeons developed by Georges and Victor Fabry of Liege, Belgium. It's no exaggeration to state that the single loft has been a tremendous influence on the sport all over the world. The fabulous Fabrys have been successful in Canada, Japan, Australia, South Africa, Great Britain, throughout Europe, and of course in the United States. So ito naman po ay si Andre Van Bruijn, the legend. So dito po sa picture, puro blue bar po sila. Ang cute ng colors. The man from West Vlaams who became world famous for the success of his own loft and many others in the Barcelona races. He is now undoubtedly a true legend in our sport. He was born 4 April 1910 and died 8 March 1999. Andre was scarcely 17 years old when he began with sprint races. After only a few years, he was excluded because he was so successful. He quickly changed to the long-distance races where he soon won national victories. His victories included 1 degree 1 degree San Sebastian International 1953, 1 degree Barcelona International 1966, 1 degree Barcelona International 1984, 12 times first 1 degree prize in national races, 1 degree national marathon 1982 and 1986. Wow! The Van Bruyn, the Van Bruyn, the Van Bruyn Pigeons have won 6 international victories on the annual classic race from Barcelona, Spain of Andre and others. Andre always dreamed of winning the Golden Wing Trophy for the first nominated pigeon in the Barcelona National. Unfortunately, he was never lucky enough to win this award. Nevertheless, the Van Bruyn Pigeons did win the coveted Golden Wing Award twice for others in 1995 and 1999. The national victories and top pigeons around the world in Van Bruyn blood in their veins are uncountable. He won everything there was to win, but in spite of that, he remained humble about his accomplishments. Andre Van Bruyn will continue to be remembered for his great achievements for as long as pigeon sport exists. And I thank you. Jansen, Arendonk, Belgium. Without question, the #1 racing pigeon strain in the world is the strain developed by the Jansen brothers from Arendonk, Belgium. It is a unique inbreed family of pigeons that helped shape the pigeon sport worldwide after the Second World War. The Jansen brothers became world famous above all through the performances obtained with their fantastic pigeons by the thousands of fanciers in Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany. Ito naman po ay si Victor Fabry, long-distance speed bird tow-weather. Fabry family of pigeons developed by Georges and Victor Fabry of Liege, Belgium is no exaggeration to state that the single loft has been a tremendous influence on the sport all over the world. The fabulous Fabrys have been successful in Canada, Japan, Australia, South Africa, Great Britain, throughout Europe, and of course in the United States. Ito naman po ay si Maurice Delbar, Golden Grizzles, one of the most famous racing pigeon fanciers of the most 20th century. Today, many years after this string of great national wins, the Delbar name is well known around the world. Even to this day, in mainland China, the Delbar is still the #1 strain. What is still little known about Maurice Delbar is that he kept an exceptional family of grizzles. The descendants of his golden grizzles made many Belgian and German fanciers famous after World War II. Delbar grizzles turned out to be exceptional racers and breeders for many famous flyers. One example is the Super Grizzle cock of Hector Berlenge. This cock won 14 times in the top 100 when entered in national races of between 450 to 600 miles. The Super Grizzle was 100% pure Delbar Grizzle. Once again, this is Maurice Delbar, and I thank you. Naman po tayo. So, ito po ay si Edmond Tournier. Long distance speed bird, the strain Tournier is famous all over the world. The strain first conquered the Netherlands and then the whole world. Tournier had amazing results on National St. Vincent race in 2005. He won this race in province Antwerp in 2006. Had good results on Bordeaux in 2006. both old and yearlings. And excellent results on Barcelona 2006. He began with 15th national against 11.802 pigeons. Tournier was top in the 20th century but is still top in 21st century. Tournier is almost 100 years of pigeon racing of the highest level. This is the wonderful performance of the Tournier strain, which can only be matched by the Johnson brothers. And I thank you. Next. And the last but not the least, fourth now. Kasi kung lalahatin po natin, abot din po tayo ng taon-taon. So ito po ay si Roger Florizone. One of Belgium's all-time greats, Roger Florizone, who had an incredible record especially in the long-distance events. Roger Florizone from Belgium was one of the most famous and private champion in long-range distance of our time, especially the South excellent results on races in Barcelona. He was coined as Mr. Barcelona, the strongest Barcelona specialist of our pigeon history. Unfortunately, on the 4th of December 2004, he passed away. And his pigeons in May 2005 were sold on an open auction with an average price of €2,300 each. And I thank you. And available po lahat ito sa Bioresearch Biopigeon. Ayan po mga kalapatids. Ang dami nga po pala talagang different bloodlines po ng mga ibon. Saka hindi lang po yung mga binasa natin, marami pa pong iba. So hanggang dito na lang po sa ngayon. Shoutout po muna tayo mga kalapatids. Shoutout po sa Tres Marias Love TV. So kayo po Tres Marias, kami po 4 Marias. Sana po ma-meet po namin ang mga kids niya someday. At saka matitindi lang naman po talaga kami mga batang lady fancier. Shoutout din po kay Zaidel Loft and Taekwondo. Isa rin po siyang batang fancier. So sana po bisitahin niyo rin po ang channel niya. Shoutout din po kay Kuya J Love TV. Shoutout din po kay Kuya Jesse Jeff Love TV ng Malolos, Bulacan. Pinapa-shoutout din po ni Kuya ang kanilang club, BFRC Club. Shoutout po sa inyong lahat. Shoutout din po sa magjowang kalapatids. Shoutout din po kay Kuya Squatter Loft. Shoutout din po kay Kuya Pepong Loft TV. So shoutout po sa inyong lahat. So sa mga hindi pa po nakakapag-subscribe, mag-subscribe na po kayo. And also, huwag niyo po kalimutan i-click yung bell para lagi po kayong updated sa new videos po namin. Paki-like, follow, and share na rin po. So hanggang dito na lang po. Paalam! Keep safe po. Happy flying! Thanks for watching.